Hey everybody, and welcome back to Dude's Brunch. It's a podcast about pop culture, internet garbage, and black coffee. I'm your host, Taylor Olmstead, and with me, it's Tyler Reed. Tyler, what did you have for brunch today?
Good morning, everyone. I hope your brunch was great. Today for brunch was self-loathing.
Did you have that in liquid form or toast form?
I didn't plan out my breakfast very well, so I just had bananas and peanut butter, because I woke up way late, and I was like, fuck it, I'm just not gonna have anything. And then, immediately after work, I went and got Wendy's, as per the thing that we're doing today. So I had a Baconator, though, so that was my brunch.
I don't think that counts.
That's fine.
Baconators account? All right.
I'm not here to judge you on your choices.
Did you need to have egg? Would that count?
Maybe. He's not here to judge you, but he is here to just be judgmental. It's Sean Evans. Sean, what did you have for brunch today?
Raisin toast.
Beautiful.
Anything on it?
Butter.
Just butter?
Just butter.
Respect. Nice and simple. I appreciate that.
And I had a coffee on the rocks.
Ooh.
Okay.
Did someone else prepare this?
Yeah, Sarah made the coffee. She's
then you
good at it. She
Just
makes good
dunked
coffee.
it.
Well, no, I actually put the cubes inside of the mug and then pour the coffee over it because I like to hear the crackle.
It's a good sound.
It's all about that crackle.
Did it taste good? Did you like it?
It tastes just like coffee.
Well, sometimes you make hot coffee and you put it over ice and it doesn't taste very good. But if you thought it tasted good, that's fine.
It tasted fine.
Okay. I just wanted to know.
I don't know how it's supposed to change the taste that much.
I don't know. Have you ever had Starbucks iced coffee? It tastes like asshole.
I have not. If I ever desire the taste of asshole, I will go to Starbucks.
Sorry, that was for the soundbite, but really it just tastes like burn. But that's fine. That's also an acceptable answer.
She's eaten and drank a lot of strange foods since we last talked to her, and I hope they didn't taste like asshole. It's Janet Ford. Janet, welcome back to the United States. What did you have for brunch today?
You know, I've been described a lot of different ways, but that is a new one. Thanks, first of all. It's good to be back, ? But let's see. Today, Josh cooked me brunch. So he made eggs and bacon and hash browns. It was pretty top. And then I had coffee for the first time in a very long time. And then Josh spilled it on our carpet. But other than that,
nothing soaks up blood and coffee like carpet.
Yeah, well, going slightly off track. We bought an IKEA carpet, and it's white, and so far we've spilled coffee on it a lot of times, and I don't know what type of devil's magic they put on this carpet, but it all comes out. And I'm kind of terrified that there is, like, a curse on my carpet, but IKEA carpets, they will...
Well, I'm your host, Taylor Olmstead, and for brunch this morning, had kind of an interesting brunch. Made my typical smoothie and some coffee, but then I had to be at a work thing at noon, and so I did one of those super early lunches that kind of becomes part of your brunch. So I had my smoothie and coffee at like 9, and then at 11 I had a bratwurst. I don't know if that technically counts as part of my brunch, but it was good.
Did you put it on a bun?
On bread, because I was out of buns.
Did you sauce it?
Yeah, I had some horseradish mustard on it.
Was the bread toasted?
No, but it was the heel of the bread, which is basically a bun.
What work function are you at that requires you to have a sausage on a heel of a loaf of bread?
No, I had this at home before going to the work function because I had to be there at noon.
Oh, okay. I thought it was at your work function. I was like, wow, Taylor, like...
No. This was just me bachelor cooking at home.
Really scraping the barrel.
I mean, I know the whole point of nonprofit is to, like, raise money for something, but, I mean, God, like...
At what cost?
You gotta splurge a little bit, you know? Like, get $1 pack of buns.
No. This was just my sad boy food at my own home.
Oh, okay.
Can't wait for the buffet by the dumpster next week. It'll be great.
Thanks, guys. I appreciate your support. I'll be sure to send a pledge card in the mail to your home.
Oh, yay.
So, as we alluded to at the top of the show, Janet is back making her triumphant return after a recent trip to Japan. She took her significant other on his first trip to Japan. And so, in lieu of follow-up this week, I wanted to hear a little bit more about Janet's trip and how Josh responded to Japan, and just generally, Janet, what's big in Japan right now?
So we went to Tokyo and then Kyoto, which is the old capital, and then we went to Sapporo, where my family's from. Tokyo was really awesome. I don't want to say like stereotypical, but like we did all the like weird shit. So like we went to Akihabara. We saw all of like there's a fucking porn everywhere.
Panty vending machine?
No. I think they got rid of that. I think even they were like, yo, this is a little weird. Though I will say, I didn't go looking for it, so maybe it's still out there.
All right.
But let's see. I mean, Josh like had a blast. Really? Okay, so this is gonna sound bad. I know Taylor and I talked about my experience with Pikachu, but that's like all I can think of. So in Tokyo, they just opened in March. It's the first ever like licensed Pokemon cafe, and they say it's a cafe, but it's really just a restaurant. And so we went, and it was like if I had to break down the clientele, it was like maybe like 70% children and their guardians, and then the other I'd say like 20% were like people our age on dates, and then the other 10% were like obviously tourists. So we fell into that group, and we're just like eating food, and the food there was so goddamn cute. Josh is gonna post photos. I'll see if I can maybe send you guys one for like the notes, but like we got a teriyaki burger, and it was charred. The bun was charred to look like Eevee. And then they had like tortilla chip ears. And I had, speaking of tasting like asshole, it didn't actually taste like asshole, but it was like pasta. And it was, the design, it was like egg. And it looked like, it was like Pikachu's butt. So like the entire time I kept being like, I'm eating Pikachu's ass. And like, of course, like nobody else can speak English. So Josh and I are just dying while I eat out. Anyways. Anyways. So about halfway through, this lady who, like, I don't know if she just really loves her job or what, came out and she was like, fucking Chef Pikachu's in the house. And I was like, yes! And Chef Pikachu came out. And he, like, came out and, like, was dancing and shit. And all these little kids. So she, like, came out and she did this big speech about how, like, Chef Pikachu's gonna come, but Chef Pikachu's scared of big crowds. So when you're saying hi to Chef Pikachu, like, make sure you don't touch his face. Because, like, obviously there's, like, an intern in there and they don't want kids to, like, just be beating him up. And, Chef Pikachu...
And it's a guy in a suit, right?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. It's, like, a huge-ass, like, suit. And it was actually pretty cool because, like, his ears moved and stuff. And, like, I mean, it was a dude in a Pikachu costume. And, like, Chef Pikachu came out, and immediately, like, a 3-year-old kid went up and just, like, smacked it in the eye. And they were like, you do that again, Chef Pikachu... Like, they weren't playing around. They were like, Chef Pikachu's gonna go home, and you're gonna fucking ruin it for everyone else. Like, hardcore on this kid. So anyway, Chef Pikachu came out, and they, like, sang a few songs, and it was... At the time, like, a top 10 life experience. Though the more I tell the story, the more I'm like, that was like a trip to Disney World. But it was aight. So I met my Lord and Savior, Chef Pikachu. I would take a bullet for him, though. I turned around, I was like, Josh, I would take a bullet for this fucking man in this fucking costume right now. I would die. Anyways, sorry. Other than that, the trip was a trip. We did other shit. Chef Pikachu really stands out in my mind. Rained a lot. They're in the middle of their monsoon season, so...
So, we've talked in the past, both on the show and offline, about Japanese fashion trends and things that happen in Japanese fashion that would maybe never happen in fashion anywhere else in the world. I'm curious, is there a new thing that you saw this time around?
So, I know, like, in the past, like, Japanglish, like, the English wording on t-shirts and stuff was really bad. They've gotten a lot better on it. They've gotten a lot better with it, but I did see a shirt and I almost bought it. I almost did, and then I was like, I'm never gonna wear this. And it was a black t-shirt, and then real big in white letters it says, "The drugs don't work anymore." And I was just like, now that is a fashion statement. But other than that, no, not really. They've kind of, really the biggest thing is like in makeup, because I mean, they still do like crazy, like you want to talk about transformation makeup, that the people of Japan have it locked down, but their fashion's mellowed out for the most part, as far as I can remember. We probably saw like a few weirdos here and there, but...
What was the coolest thing that you ate in Japan? Was it...
Ooh.
That wasn't Pikachu's butt.
Unless it was Pikachu's butt.
I'm trying to think. So Josh is like super allergic to shellfish, so he can't eat like squid, octopus, any shellfish, lobster, shrimp, bada bang, bada boom. So we didn't eat a lot of like seafood. The weirdest like thing I've ever eaten in Japan was like a squid that was like killed right in front of us, and it was like still moving and shit. That was pretty rad. So compared to that, this was super, super tame. We ate really fucking spicy curry. That was an experience. Yeah, like, so Japanese curry is different from Indian curry, and it's really good. So we went to this curry place in Japan, run entirely by Indian staff, which like completely threw me off because Japan is not what one would call multicultural, and they made some really fucking good curry. But when I say from spice level 0 to 10 and I order a 3, I expect it to be like edible, and this was not. It was very spicy. Yeah, they fucked me up. Like, I was like sitting there and like I finished half of it and I was like, if I keep eating this, I'm going to die. I'm going to just sweat out everything and I'm going to vomit in the middle of this curry place. So, and that was our first day. So, yeah, no, it fucked me up. It fucked me up. I don't think I could sleep that night because of it. Like, my stomach hurt too bad, so it just... all shades of just fucked up. Delicious curry. I cannot fault them for that. It was very good.
So, speaking of food, we're here to talk about a much less exotic cuisine this evening. We have done brackets for a lot of things on this show, and for whatever reason, we decided we hadn't done enough. So tonight we'll be doing a bracket of fast food restaurants. There will be a link in the show notes to our starting state bracket if you want to play along at home. And of course, we're going to be bracketing our way to the ultimate fast food restaurant. Sean assembled this bracket. We have, looks like 24 restaurants here, Sean, is that right?
Yes, 24.
So
I'll talk about the methodology real quick if you don't mind.
Yeah, go ahead.
So that we can get it on the same playing field. So these are all, quote, fast food restaurants as listed on Wikipedia that are in America and have more than 2,000 locations. It was randomly generated on a bracket generator, so I had no choice in how it came out. It just did. So yeah.
Looks like we got some buys on here.
And so we will be doing our typical bracketing rules here, where we have a limited amount of time to argue amongst ourselves among our choices, and then we will try to come to a majority decision as to what is the best restaurant. If we cannot reach a 3 out of 4 majority, we will call in a celebrity tiebreaker. Are there any questions or...
You want to disclose who that person is?
I don't want to reveal that at this time.
Oh, okay. All right.
So, are there any questions or opening statements from the panel before we get started?
I guess the rules should be, I guess this is an important clarification here. These are about within the foods themselves. And do these
It's the entire menu of the restaurant.
So, for example, we have Mr. Papa John's himself here.
Yes, you can only talk about the food. I know that there's been a social controversy that has surrounded them, but Making
Okay.
an argument is just solely based on food.
I was gonna say,
I think we should clarify slightly the food and the restaurant experience.
Okay, yes.
Right. But yes, their social media woes of late or the corporate politics or whatever of the organization do not matter to our bracket. It is solely based on the experience from when you walk in the door or pull into the drive-thru to when you have eaten the food and left. All right. So let's begin. Round 1, match number 1. We have the Battle of the Johns. It's Papa John's versus Jimmy John's.
which is why I asked that question.
Papa John's has been going through the ringer lately. I have to say, Papa John's is the pizza of my childhood. We ate lots and lots and lots of Papa John's when I was a kid. But as I've grown older, I've become pretty fond of Jimmy John's. There's one pretty close to my office, and I get it pretty regularly for lunch. So my vote goes to Jimmy John's.
Now, I do agree that Jimmy John's wins out because nothing soothes the soaking alcohol stomach of Sean Evans more than an Italian nightclub. I do love that garlic butter. God, I love that garlic butter so much. It is second to one other garlic butter, and that is DP Dough's garlic butter with hot sauce inside of it. It just, it's so good. But overall, experience and food quality, Jimmy John's.
See, I think that when you compare a pizza place, really, what really sells you? And I feel like the Papa, he ends up giving you just a little zing, extra za with the garlic and the little pepper, and you're like, ooh, thanks, Papa, you really care about me and my pizza experience. It makes just that, I personally like the pizza. People say it's shitty.
No, I don't.
It's fine.
I think the
Yeah,
pizza's
it's fine.
okay.
It's
Yeah.
perfectly serviceable pizza.
However, they did choose Better Greens, Better Pizza as their slogan, and I would disagree that that's necessarily true. But, I mean, Jimmy John's is.
Make a decision, Tyler.
It's just, okay, if you're asking me just a name thing, I think it's gonna be a Papa John's. Jimmy John's is just a fucking sandwich.
Okay, so this out of all the brackets, I struggled with the most because, like you guys said, I love Papa John. It's a pretty good pizza in that price range. I'm like, okay. But Jimmy John's has a special place in my heart because it's it was my college staple. So, and in terms of the ingredients, because their lettuce was never shitty. So,
Yes, you're
they're
right.
using good ingredients. So I'm gonna go with Jimmy John's.
Jimmy John's takes it.
Sorry, Tyler.
Is that true? Was that really all three Jimmy John's? God damn.
I almost went Papa John's.
Papa didn't stand a chance. It's fine.
But then it's Papa's also a racist, so I know that's not supposed to count, but it did.
Specifically didn't count.
All right, we gotta move on. We cannot talk about racist Papa John anymore. Round 1, matchup 2. Wendy's, famous hamburgers, versus the Colonel, Kentucky Fried Chicken.
Get the fuck out. KFC leaves. And Wendy's, good burgers, good tendies. What need I say more?
I was going to say, it's the buffalo chicken nuggets for me. I wish they would bring them back. But they did make the whole fries now, which has totally changed the brand around. So I'm going to go Wendy's too.
I'm also Wendy's because, like Tyler said, the chicken is very good. I would actually argue that the chicken at Wendy's is better than the burgers. And so that beats out KFC for me. Better chicken, pretty good burgers, really good fries.
I ain't going last after you guys because you guys always make me change my mind. Because I was KFC. Those famous bowls are fucking dope.
They are good.
They
so
look
good.
like a
But you
garbage
guys are
pile,
right.
though.
The spicy chicken sandwich at
It's amazing.
That's
at
the
Wendy's
best part.
is
Oh, it's so good.
It's so good. If they came
That's
out with
my
a
Thanksgiving
famous
dinner.
bowl, then they would be perfect. But I'm gonna go Wendy's.
Double down. Great invention. They had the what was it? The Nashville hot chicken, also fucking out of this
that was
world.
good too.
KFC
It's
is
literally
really good,
a knockoff
but
of a better food, though.
You're right, but they introduced me to the idea, and it was just good enough to make me get it at other places.
also he's a colonel. Have some respect.
Our next matchup, Arby's, who have the meats, versus Subway, who probably wish there was less meat.
I don't know if this is true, but I grew up hearing that Arby's meat comes in like a liquefied form and they boil it and then they shave it. I don't know if that's true, but that's always stuck with me. And also, it's from Youngstown, which is neither here nor there, but it definitely makes me pick Subway.
I don't think Subway uses bread. I'm pretty sure that trademark Subway smell is whatever bread substitute they use. Like, you know that smell. You eat Subway and then you smell like it for 4 days.
I haven't eaten Subway in years.
I hate that smell. I hate their fake bread. I'm out. Arby's all the way.
But that Italian herbs and cheese.
Arby's all the way.
Okay.
The Mocha Shake.
I frequented Subway for a period of time when they were doing $5 footlongs and they had like a rotating list of like things that you could have. I was into that because it was like 5 minutes from my house. Like I could just get in my car, get there, and get back in like a couple minutes. And that was my meal like all day when I sat at Starbucks and like made art. That being said, it's still shitty and fucking bad. Arby's actually like is the only place where you can get like roast beef that's kind of good, and they have like such a swath of things that are pretty good. Like for some reason like venison meat or whatever the fuck. But even then, like they have some like choice extra things that are pretty good. They have apparently some of the best mozzarella sticks. not my words. I think they cover so many things. I gotta say Arby's.
Okay, I'm going to have to agree with Tyler on this one. I'm not going to say that their roast beef is amazing, even though a beef and cheddar is a classic sandwich with the onion roll. You got to go there for the seasoned curly fries.
Mm-hmm.
Those just make that restaurant, and Subway doesn't have anything like that. It's a generic sandwich that you can make it your way.
Would you like some baked lays?
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like, I'm going to get fast food. I don't want to have like my own way. Like, I get it the same way every time because it's Subway. So we got to call in, phone it in.
Arby's it is.
Wait, but Arby's, it was 2 and 2.
No, was
No,
it? I was
Tyler
only
went
Subway.
Arby's.
Wait, didn't you say Subway?
No, I said Arby's. No, I said Arby's. Fuck Subway.
Okay, never mind. I thought I was going to tie it up.
No, you're good. All right, this one's going to be a little bit contentious, I can already tell. We have an ultimate fast food staple and a relative newcomer who really didn't even serve food until about 3 years ago. McDonald's versus Starbucks.
Two titans of their craft.
So here's my thing. I feel like McDonald's is the breakfast I eat when I'm hungover. Starbucks is the breakfast I eat when I want to feel better about myself.
And when someone else is paid for it.
They're so
It's
basic.
like the aspirational breakfast version of McDonald's. Like the sandwiches are basically the same thing. It's bread, meat, cheese, egg, bread. It's just fancier bread and fancier meat and fancier eggs. Like, I don't know.
That's the whitest thing I've ever heard you say.
Get out of town. I will eat a sausage egg McMuffin any day, even when I'm not hungover. I'm all McDonald's.
Okay, listen. Okay, see, I thought you were going to go for Starbucks now. You warm up Starbucks. You warm it up the other brand like it's going to be so good. But listen.
It's just bougie McDonald's.
But listen, McDonald's is the way to go because, first of all, no one should ever judge you if you want to have a soda for breakfast. That's fine. And they're not going to. Secondly, dollar breakfast burritos, those things are amazing. They're amazing. You can get like 10 for $10 and all the little salsa that you want. And if you want to go there and get an entire breakfast, which is not my type, they serve you pancakes and sausage and eggs, and it's all in this cute little plate that you can eat in your car. Come on. And the burger is classic. I think if we got rid of the bald eagle and the American flag, you could put a hamburger on a piece of cloth and it would function as the symbol for America.
With the McDonald's arches.
A Big Mac specifically, yes.
I feel, does McDonald's win just based on breakfast? Because, like, they fucking slay that shit. Like, I feel like I own...
Well, it's hard to compare because Starbucks only does breakfast.
Yeah, their packaged lunch is not good. Like,
It's not worth eating.
No, it's like, it's $8 and then it's just... I'm McDonald's all the way. I've got a McDonald's velvet t-shirt, so I mean, my mind was made up before this. It's fucking awesome. It's a white t-shirt, it's got a Big Mac, and then in velvet, in black velvet, it says McDonald's. I got it in Japan. I had to. Well, and they're also such like an international brand. Like, my big thing is whenever I travel internationally, I always try to find a McDonald's, and I always try to find whatever seasonal, or not seasonal, but like regional item that they have. They just have so many different things, and it's a constant across the board. Like, Big Mac tastes everywhere in every single country, and I do have to give them credit for that, because like, I feel like that would be really hard to do, so.
It's just a sweet for McDonald's. It's so unfair, because Starbucks should, like, beat most of these places.
But that's not how the bracket works.
It was randomly generated and had nothing to do with anything.
All right, so let's go to our next matchup. Two brands who have gone through facelifts recently. We have Domino's Pizza and Chipotle Mexican Grill.
You can either have a pizza that, like, remember how Papa John's, you're like, ooh, Papa gives you a little garlic sauce and a little pepper with your pizza. You're like, Domino's.
Don't say that ever again.
What does Domino's have? You just have a pizza. What's their best topping? Pepperoni?
Yep.
All right, great.
No, okay, so they used to do a macaroni and cheese bread bowl. That was amazing, but now they don't have it anymore. So Chipotle.
Is Domino's the one that does the little tiny pepperonis, or is that Donato's?
That's Donato's.
Okay, well then, all right, well, I don't eat Chipotle, and I don't eat Domino's, so I guess I really don't like Chipotle, so I'll go with Domino's Pizza, I guess. Pizza's always good.
Chipotle has revolutionized the way we eat food.
It has. I just, something about, so when they had, what was it, like the Listeria outbreak like 4 years ago or whatever, just something about the way they handled it just really made me like, I don't know. And then it's like, you try to go in during your lunch, and then it's like a 40-minute fucking wait. It's like out the door, and you're like, do I really want this when I could just go to Qdoba? So.
Yeah, because no one's in line because that fucking sucks.
Fuck you. Okay, you take that fucking back.
You order online. If you work at an office, you know you've been sitting on your ass for like 30 plus minutes. You're like, what am I gonna have for lunch? You could have had that Chipotle order done. You walk straight up to the cash register, you're like, hey, fuck face, I ordered already. And they're like, yes, sir, right away. I'll get you your meal right now.
Tyler's allowed to say that because he's a former Chipotle employee.
I was gonna say, does he need to disclose that he has interest in this company before he?
I'm sure. I don't know.
No, I'm with Tyler. I think Chipotle revolutionized the way that we think about fast food. It is the fast food, like, mega hit of my adolescence. The amount of Chipotle burritos I have eaten with Tyler and Sean, I mean, that it's probably enough to feed a small town. Like, it's just such a staple in my life, even though I probably haven't had it in months. You know, I gotta go with the urban meal log, Chipotle Mexican Grill.
Now, the only defense I'll say is that, yes, they do have outbreaks, they have disease things, but that's because they actually, like, try to use, like, real ingredients. Like, that's not, like, so you're like, that's what you get. That's what kind of happens.
No, and I know.
Sean, save us from this hell. What do you pick?
No, it's okay. Here, wait, I know Listeria outbreaks happen to everyone. It's fine. I know it's natural. I know it's not like they fucked up. Just natural. The way they cut it.
What is this, like mono?
Well, it's naturally occurring. It's just something about the way they, like, handled it was what really, it wasn't the food. I enjoyed the food. It was just something about the way it was handled just really turned me off from the company as a whole, not their food.
You gotta cater because you work in an office. And then you get all the Chipotle you want. Oh, yeah.
Wait, but shit, I'm not allowed to do, like, the social aspect, right? I have to go off of the food?
Mm-hmm.
Fuck.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, well then I guess it's Chipotle because I'd rather eat Chipotle.
All right, next up. Two very different but very similar burger places, Hardee's versus Burger King. I had never had Hardee's until about 3 months ago, and, you know, I was pretty impressed by it. It was better than I expected it to be. However, I am, you know, a pretty big fan of Burger King's onion rings, and I feel like their onion rings alone do a lot for them. So, man, this is tough. Somebody else decide before I do, because I can't.
So, there was a Hardee's in Amelia for like 5 minutes, like when I was super, super young. Maybe it wasn't, it was more like Batavia. It was kind of, you go
the
down
city
the...
folk.
So, I'm sorry. But so, like, I really had very little experience with Hardee's. I feel like I feel like Carl's Jr.'s have, like, lots of, like, really, like, weird, like, advertising strategies that have really deterred me from eating their food.
I have a clear winner.
Okay, go for it.
Okay, so, and fair warning, my view on Hardy is based off of Canadian Hardy. So, before I ever saw it in the US, they had them in Canada, and they serve poutine. And Hardee's is how I found out that I don't like beef gravy. I prefer, like, poultry. So, because of that, Hardy has always, like, it's like, you know when you eat this like one bad thing and then it's like all their food is now tainted for you because of that memory? So I am Burger King. They also have chicken fries. I don't know why I like pretended to like flop one around. I love chicken fries. So Burger King.
See, I have the opposite experience. I once got very ill after eating a Burger King cheeseburger. So now I really do not like Burger King, but I do. There is a Hardee's that they're more prevalent in northeastern Ohio that was down the street from where my parents live. And I just feel like I have a positive view of Hardee's because Hardee's is where dream fast food can be reality. Like a patty melt with onion rings on it. Or like, you know, like a chicken sandwich that has waffle buns. That is what Carl's Jr. and Hardee's does. They just they take what you're thinking, they tap into the white male subconscious, and then they actualize it through a free 3D food printer, and then they say it's $5. And I'm like a moth to a flame. I'm like, oh, I do want this. How did you know that I wanted this? So I got to go with Hardee's. You look at it. You can't. Don't tell me that doesn't look delicious. Sorry, Janet. That looks less delicious.
Tyler just sent us a picture of a burger that has 2 hot dogs cut in half on top of it. It is beautiful in its own way, Sean. I will give you that, but I can't give up on Burger King. I gotta go Burger King.
I'm also gonna say Burger King. Fuck this.
All right, sorry, Sean. No Hardee's for you. All right, our next matchup are 2 pretty diametrically opposed brands. We have Tim Hortons and Pizza Hut. Janet, as our resident Canadian.
Yeah. So this is...
Thoughts on Tim Hortons?
This is the exact opposite of Hardee's because... so Tim Hortons doesn't have a lot of food. But the Canadian one, I've always enjoyed their food. The American ones blow. Like, they are bad. Like, soggy. Like, the sandwiches are... A sandwich should never be soggy unless there's sauce on it. So... It's like, but at the same time, Pizza Hut sucks. I went to their lunch buffet the other day, and it sucked. But I think I'm gonna go with
pizza lunch buffet. How about that?
I know, and then you're not wrong. But I don't want to say Pizza Hut, but I think it's. I mean, are we counting drinks? I guess if by choice of drink.
Yeah, drinks count.
Choice of drink included, I would go with Tim Hortons. Alone is Pizza Hut. So if we're allowing drinks, then I'm going to go...
Okay, so I have very limited experience with Tim Hortons. What is the best thing to get there?
Donuts.
Coffee and donuts.
Okay, what is the best donut?
Glaze.
Okay, you can't say that because that's not going to convince me.
They do a pretty good maple donut, which I know is like kind of stereotypical for them being Canadian, but it is pretty good.
Don't they have like a lemon glaze though? Isn't that? I thought that's what I heard.
Yeah, they are pretty famous for their lemon glaze too.
Their lemon glaze.
I solely eat glazed, like original glazed, so I do not know. Though my mom always gets Boston cream. I guess that's an option.
Also good. I'm going to go with Tim's. I don't have anything bad to say about them.
Personally, I'm going to go with Pizza Hut because of the invention of the dessert pizza, which was my fucking jam as a child. I was all about that shit. It's probably terrible for you. It might even give you cancer. I don't know. We probably shouldn't have made pizza into a dessert, but I ate it and it was delicious.
Taylor brings up a really good point. Tim Hortons did not invent the donut, but Pizza Hut did invent the stuffed crust.
They are.
And they invented the pizza with pizzas for crusts.
I'm gonna switch my vote to Pizza Hut because of the stuffed crust.
That's right. Respect the hut.
I mean, it's like...
Respect the hut.
But at the same time, it's like they keep inventing this stuff, but it all sucks, so it's like...
You take that back.
Oh my god.
They made a pizza where the crust was miniature pizzas.
That just proves God is a band.
All right, Tyler, you gotta be the deciding force here.
I mean, it's Pizza Hut. I mean, okay, done.
Not even trying.
I've had zero experience with Tim Hortons, so I have to... Can't fake it.
All right, so next up, 2 things that make you fat: bread and ice cream. Panera Bread, which is maybe a fast food place, I guess, and Baskin Robbins, which is maybe a restaurant.
Sometimes they're washes.
You know, Panera Bread, again, kind of like Starbucks, it feels like the bougie version of a Subway, but for some reason, I'm more receptive to it when it includes soup. The soups at Panera are top notch. Yeah, you get those bread bowls. It's like, soup inside of carbs.
Well, there's calories to go off into the atmosphere. You have a bread bowl.
Yeah, it's great. Also, their breakfast pastries are pretty good. I really have never had anything from a Panera that I didn't like, so I guess I'm going Panera.
You got good bagel cream cheeses. Got good sandwiches. Pricey, but, you're like, this is a taste.
Panera, hands down. Like you said, is Baskin-Robbins really a restaurant?
That's what Wikipedia said.
Yeah, no, I'm sure. It's just one of those things where it's like we're comparing apples and oranges, but Panera. Though they did get rid of my favorite. Did you guys notice when they changed their menu? Oh god, this was probably a year ago. They got rid of both items of my You Pick 2, but then they brought one back, so it was alright.
Which was?
It was the Chipotle chicken panini. They've gotten rid of that. And then they got rid of French onion soup, but then they brought it back. So I still go for the soup.
Yeah, what's the point of Panera without French onion soup?
Yeah, I was shocked.
Broccoli cheddar, come on.
The guy in the drive-thru felt so bad for me because he was like, we don't make that anymore. And then I ordered the second one. He was like, we don't have that anymore either. I'm really sorry. And I was like, fuck.
All right, Sean, it's down to you.
Oh, God. I hesitantly go with Panera.
Have you been to a Baskin-Robbins? We didn't have one growing up.
No, they're all over around here. I don't like Baskin-Robbins ice cream that much, but I generally don't like spending any time whatsoever inside of a Panera.
They do have a pretty good to-go order system.
That's even being near a Panera is annoying to me.
Screaming babies all the time.
You're not wrong.
Every time I've gone into a Panera and I've sat there for more than 5 minutes.
I always seem to run into people that I don't want to see at Panera as well.
And they're not just coming in and going out. Panera's a place that you go and you sit for a long time.
That's what I mean. I go sit down and they sit down and then they're within eye shot of me and I
Let's move on before Sean starts having flashbacks. Our next matchup, two things that I don't think any of us really grew up around, but respected fast food brands nonetheless. Jack in the Box and Orange Julius.
There used to be an Orange Julius in the Eastgate Mall. I know it was one of those kiosks.
Right.
But
yeah, I guess there was the one Orange Julius.
Yeah. I've only had Jack in the Box once. So, I'm basing a lot on this. I was just kind of whatever. I'm Orange Julius. The Orange Julius is pretty tasty. I gotta give them credit.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to go with Janet. I've never had Jack in the Box, but I have an idea. I just think Orange Julius. If they were next to each other, what are you picking? Orange Julius. I
like the diversity of having a smoothie place in this lineup as well, because, I'm a big smoothie fan, and Orange Julius maybe isn't a healthy smoothie. It's very sugary, but I can get behind it. I'm going Orange Julius.
I should have eaten a Jack in the Box. There's one literally right across this, within minutes of my house currently. So I'll be the lone Jack in the Box vote. Great. Moving on.
All right. So the last matchup of the first round is going to be pretty contentious. Two of the best late night hangover foods on earth. It's really sad that we have to knock one of them out in the first round. Sonic Drive-In or Taco Bell.
Sonic.
Ooh.
Because of the tots.
Right out the gate. No hesitation. You're going with Sonic for the tots?
Going with Sonic for the tots.
Chili cheese tots in a giant ass boat.
I go Sonic too, because I had a really good experience there. So we went for 50-cent corn dog day, and we got 2, and they didn't give a fuck. They gave us a sack of 6, and they're like, here you go, just take them. So we couldn't eat all 6. But Taco Bell doesn't give you free food, so Sonic. Also,
no.
Ocean water is 10 out of 10.
What is that?
What ocean water is?
No, not the Italian chef kiss. Jesus.
No. Oh my god, I know what this means.
Look,
I know what kissing and raising your hand into the air means.
Look, I don't know. Ocean water? Okay, weird description, but it tastes like sunscreen smells. It tastes like summertime.
So it's pina colada. Okay. Now, I do want to say this. Taco Bell has Baja Blast. And if Sonic could get Baja Blast, it would take it over the top.
Please don't make me be the only defendant of the bell.
Dude, you're the only one ringing the bell, bruh.
Taco Bell is the most innovative fast food restaurant of our time. They are literally changing the game.
They did have comeback of the century.
Tacos that should never be tacos.
Pre-order a taco.
You gotta give them credit. Them and Britney Spears are tied for comeback of the century already. Like,
you're absolutely right, Janet. Thank you. I seriously think Taco Bell may actually be my favorite fast food. Now, it's not something that I eat often, but every time I eat it, I feel really good. It just makes me happy. And the best part about Taco Bell, honestly, is the breakfast. I feel like Taco Bell breakfast does not get enough love. It's absolutely amazing. Now, there are some problems with the current Taco Bell menu. I do feel like they've changed up their value menu a lot, and it's not as good of a value anymore. Don't at me. But the Taco Bell breakfast is great. And, you know, I will gladly eat a taco with Fritos, made of Doritos, like, whatever. Just throw some chips and some beef together and call it a taco. I really don't care. Sometimes, that's just all you need, is some stuff assembled into the shape of a taco that you assume is food.
Jeez, God, just propose already. Holy crap.
I've never seen you so riled up. Yeah.
I respect this so much, Taylor. I respect
Taco Bell, the healthy option.
There's no reason why this should be a contest. There is zero reason it shouldn't be like this. Why couldn't one of these two be paired up against? I don't know.
I agree.
Baskin Robbins.
Baskin Robbins. So we don't have to do this. But here's the thing, is Taco Bell is a place you can go when you, like, multiple times maybe in a week or, like, in a month. Because you're like, it's cheap, it's dirty, you know, you just get in, get out, you get what you want. You get a taco, that's it, you know. You can get a crate of them for, like, less than the price of a compact disc. But Sonic Drive-In is the once in a while chance that, like, you're like, I fucking want a giant plate of tots and chili and cheese, or I want a hot dog not from a fancy place, but just an okay place, but no, not from the street vendor down the street. You know, I want a burger that's pretty good, you know, like cheddar peps. I also work there. Oops.
I forgot about those. I forgot that you worked there.
Y'all don't live in the South. You don't understand. Sonic, it just wants to be Cookout.
Yes, no, that's right. It does want to be Cookout.
Where's Cookout? Where's that on the list?
Yeah, I don't know what that is. Yeah.
Because that's why.
They don't have enough locations to be on the list.
It wants to be a Cookout, it wants to be a carry-out kind of thing,
and their chicken tenders are pretty good.
So what's it going to be, Tyler? You never actually made a decision.
Jesus, it's Sonic. Fuck you.
No!
Actually, you know what? Is it a tie? Is it a tie if I say Taco Bell?
No, don't do this, man.
It is a tie if you say Taco Bell.
Okay, I can say Taco Bell if we're going to do a deal breaker, because I can't live with this guilt.
That's right. It's time, everybody, to call in our celebrity tiebreaker.
We got to do at least one.
Tonight's celebrity tiebreaker, the co-host of 10 Minute Tech Talk podcast right here on the Dudes Brunch Network. It's Emily Bamforth.
Hello.
Hi, Emily. So you're our celebrity tiebreaker for this evening, and we are in a very contentious matchup. It's the battle of the hangover foods, Sonic Drive-In versus Taco Bell.
Ooh, that's rough. Because I have a very unpopular opinion on that.
Uh-oh.
And that is that Taco Bell is disgusting and should never be ingested under... Well, it's not an unpopular opinion, but among fast food eaters it is. So no Taco Bell. Don't ingest it. Never Taco Bell. So Sonic is the way to go, obviously.
You have hurt me deep in my heart and soul, but thank you.
You're welcome. It's my pleasure.
That's so sad.
Not for me. Boom.
I am so disappointed in my co-host.
This is how democracy dies.
Oh my god, screw you.
I'm Taylor Olmstead, and I'm a digital marketer, podcast addict, and Apple fanboy.
I'm Emily Bamforth, and I'm a journalist with an affinity for rose gold hardware and a processor that supports me and my dreams.
Every Thursday, we recap all of the week's technology news in 10 minutes or less.
From Twitter's constant PR scandals
to the latest in smartphone hardware.
And whatever weird thing Papa Zuckerberg is doing.
It's called 10 Minute Tech Talk. You can find it on Apple Podcasts, Google Play, and wherever else you download podcasts. We've cut it down. We are now in round 2. Round 2 includes some restaurants that got a bye in our first round, which is why they'll be advancing automatically. We start with one of those now. It's Dairy Queen versus Jimmy John's.
Jimmy John's.
Dairy Queen.
So
Turn that shit upside down.
So they do that. So Dairy Queen, I'm like, I want to pick them because they've got ice cream, they've got regular food, but the food quality, is just awful. So then I'm like, Jimmy John's, but Jimmy John's doesn't have ice cream. Or, oh shit, no, Dairy Queen's got that cake, the cake with the fudge. Dairy Queen. I'm picking Dairy Queen just solely based off of the cake that they sell.
You know, I feel like nobody's ever going to say no to going to Dairy Queen, right? There are people that just aren't into Jimmy John's, but everybody's down for some ice cream. Everybody, like Tyler said, wants to watch them turn that cup upside down. I'm all about the blizzards. Gotta go with Dairy Queen.
Better believe that Oreo blizzard.
Dairy Queen takes the board.
Easy.
Can I tell a quick story?
Yes, very quick though.
So to hold out for Jimmy John's, when we were living in Athens, I want to call out one of my former roommates, Kelsey Mayolo, who's getting married next month, and tell her thank you. She was arguably the best wingman that I've ever had in my life because I ordered Jimmy John's and I had just gotten back from class and I opened the door and there was this really cute delivery girl who had my Jimmy John's sandwich and she handed me my sandwich and I handed her my money and she said, have a good day. And I wanted to go say something to her to ask her out or something. And this is what came out of my mouth. So Kelsey comes home and I tell her what just had gone down. And you know what immediately she says? Do you want me to call and order a sandwich and ask for that girl to come back so you can talk to her? Heroes. Heroes are made of people like Kelsey Mayolo.
Let's move on.
That was a good story.
That was a good story. Next up, we have 2 restaurants that pride themselves on their meat. It's Wendy's versus Arby's.
Wendy's.
Yeah, I feel like Wendy's gives you a more solid experience every time, whereas Arby's can be a little bit variable. I'm going with Wendy's.
Yeah, if you don't get enough roast beef on the sandwich, that's awkward.
Fresh, never frozen beef patties, chicken tenders, and a Frosty with fries.
You're not wrong. Also, apparently people get salad at Wendy's. What's that about? I don't know.
No, it's good.
The salads aren't bad. The salads are actually really good. And the lettuce is actually aight, too. Yeah, their salad is really good.
Get some chicken nuggets and put it on there.
Maybe I'll try it.
They have just enough quality.
All right. Next up, 2 breakfast titans, Dunkin' Donuts versus McDonald's.
Mickey D's. I hate Dunkin' Donuts.
Yeah, McDonald's.
Tyler also worked at a Dunkin' Donuts.
Tyler, you need to stop working at all these fucking places because as soon as your eyebrows went up, as soon as I saw your eyebrows, I was like, this motherfucker worked at a fucking Dunkin' Donuts as well, didn't he? Okay, so I've got a really stupid reason for hating Dunkin' Donuts, but every time I go in, they're just super busy and I've never really looked at a menu, and every single time I don't know how to order. And, they just keep fucking up my, and I mean, it's because I don't know how to order properly what to get. But the fact that I feel, so rushed every single time I'm at a Dunkin' Donuts, just is the reason.
Honestly, I think it's intentional because I spent a fair amount of time in Boston over the last year, which is where Dunkin' Donuts is based. And they have, this whole culture around Dunkin' Donuts in the Northeast. It's very weird. But they're, aggressive with their Dunkin' up there. We'll link in the show notes to the SNL sketch about what Dunkin' Donuts is like in Boston. It's hilarious. But I feel like I don't speak the language. I don't know how to do the Dunkin'. And it's just intimidating and frustrating. And honestly, the sandwiches aren't that good. I'm going McDonald's.
Thank you. I'm so glad.
This is why I worked at Dunkin' Donuts.
I'm so glad to hear that somebody else is intimidated because I didn't want to sound super lame and be like, I'm intimidated to order coffee. I'm terrified.
No, I'm with you.
I feel like every donut shop is like that, though, because they're always like, what do you want? What do you want? All right, next. What's the next one? Because, like, there's no skill. Like, you're just, like, picking things off of a rack, and you're just like, I need to do this as quick as possible.
You know who won't hurt you? McDonald's.
McDonald's. I'm saying McDonald's, although I think Dunkin' Donuts is better coffee than Starbucks. Fight me.
You're not wrong. Their coffee's really good.
Shouldn't go down like this.
All right, so our next matchup, another restaurant that got a bye, Popeye's Louisiana Kitchen versus Chipotle Mexican Grill. Two pretty spicy restaurants.
Chipotle.
Popeyes. I love Popeyes.
I love Popeye.
Now listen here. This is turning very personal, and I'm feeling really attacked.
Now, I'm with you on some level, Janet. I do really love Popeyes. However, the last time I had Popeyes, it was for breakfast in an airport. And that is not the way you want to remember Popeyes.
That's fair.
So I gotta go Chipotle.
There's something just about Popeyes that's just like, it's shitty enough, but at the same time, like, it's one step above, like their biscuits.
Their biscuits are good, but more about biscuits later.
They would have clowned a lot of places.
Next up, probably the most contentious matchup on this board. I lit Sean up today when he sent us this bracket because I don't agree with this, and I will only respond to it for the sake of good radio. Burger King, we all know them, we all love them, versus definitely not a fast food restaurant, Applebee's.
Every place can be a fast food restaurant with Uber Eats.
Shut up. Doesn't count. They have waiters and waitresses. It does not count.
Is it like, does it fall under like what, like fast casual? So
no, because that's like a Chipotle model where you go through a line.
That's Panera.
That's what I mean. Applebee's, not fast food. I have to go with Burger King.
Is a quesadilla burger good enough to beat the entire menu of Burger King?
Close, but still not fast food.
No, I think it does. And the reason I'm going to go with Applebee's is because you can't go to any one of these restaurants and get mozzarella cheese sticks, onion rings, Buffalo Wild Wings, and many ribs inside of one single platter.
It's true. The Applebee's appetizer sampler is probably one of the 7 great wonders of modern America.
I say Applebee's too. Remember when they did that dollar margarita thing? I didn't go, but I mean, it was great marketing. I thought about going. I didn't, but I thought about it. But I still go with Applebee's.
Are we really tied up right now? Is this really happening?
Yep.
Ladies and gentlemen, celebrity tiebreaker Emily Bamforth.
She's going to be like, it's not a restaurant, it's not fast food. She's going to call it a technicality, I already know. I love her, but she's going to not do it the right way.
Gosh, you guys are tying a lot tonight.
I know. So I'm just going to present this to you and let you take it however you do.
Oh, God, what?
Burger King versus Applebee's.
Okay, I need context for that.
Burger King versus Applebee's.
Applebee's.
Yes!
Sean and I.
Sean is rejoicing. Please explain yourself.
I can't explain myself with no context, but like, literally, just Applebee's is better in every single way.
Get fucked.
Because it's not a fast food restaurant. It should be ineligible.
Yeah, that's true. It's a fast casual restaurant. Why would you say that Applebee's is a fast food restaurant? That's why I was so confused.
So Sean based this on the Wikipedia article for fast food restaurants, which includes any restaurant that has over 2,000 locations.
No, that's not. No, I don't go by that definition. I reject that out of hand.
Well, you have to make a decision because we're tied. So is it still going to be Applebee's?
She already made the decision.
Well,
You can't.
I'm still. If it's within the context of the fast food
Don't.
argument, then it's gonna be Burger King because Applebee's is not fast food.
I feel like we have to stick with our original answer.
There's a lot of debate on the call right now about whether we need to stick with your original answer or your new technicality answer.
Because I feel like when you explain it,
Well, if I was asked to pick between the two of them, I would say Applebee's. But if it's the best fast food restaurant, that's not even an argument and should be disqualified.
I guess we're going to honor your initial decision and say because that's the one you would pick, Applebee's wins.
But tell Sean that this is as weak as his whole argument against brunch.
Oh, okay. That's fine. I'm controversial, so this isn't a new thing for this show.
Okay, good luck.
Thank you. Applebee's it is.
So Applebee's it is. Janet and Sean win again.
I'm so disappointed in her.
Applebee's won't win again.
No, it won't.
You'll make sure of that.
That's why this bracket was terrible, because it's randomized.
All right. Next up, we have two popular lunch spots, Pizza Hut versus Panera Bread. You know, as much as I love the Pizza Hut lunch buffet and the Pizza Hut dessert pizza, which again, an abomination of a food item, I just can't get over having bagels, pastries, soup, and sandwiches all in the same place. I gotta go Panera.
Panera.
Pizza Hut.
Oh, well, that's fine.
You really just hate Panera, don't you?
I'm sorry, but I can't.
Can't do it.
I have principles.
All right, so a late entry into our bracket on a buy, but an important entry nonetheless. The ballin' on a budget option, Little Caesars versus Orange Julius.
So I have a really sad story about Little Caesars. It's not sad. Right after I graduated college, I was an unpaid intern, and so I was like fucking broke, and not like oh, I'm broke. Like I legitimately was like under $100, like stretching that shit out for a few long weeks. So I used to buy a Little Caesars pizza like at the start of the week and just fucking keep that shit and like eat like a slice every meal for as long as it would last me.
Oh my god.
Yeah, it was not good. It was not a good time to be Janet Ford. So it's like Little Caesars what is great for that. But now that I have money, Orange Julius.
I'm going to go with Little Caesars just because I love that Detroit-style pan pizza. That's a sad story, though, Janet.
Yeah, though, now that I've said it, like, I feel that was, like, millennial, middle class, like, broke. Because I definitely, looking back, could have just bought, like, a shit ton of beans, called it a day.
You're not wrong.
So that I was white girl broke, I guess. But, like, less... Wait, I guess more white girl broke than usual.
You know, as much as I love smoothies, you can't survive on smoothies when you're white girl broke. So I gotta go Little Caesars.
And finally, we got to the juggernaut of this entire
You're
bracket.
absolutely right, Sean. This is the real juggernaut. We saved them on a bye in the first round. It's time for arguably the most controversial fast food restaurant, but we're not here to talk about their social politics. We're here to talk about that good chicken. It's Chick-fil-A versus Sonic Drive-In. Let me just say, I live in Atlanta. I've been to the Chick-fil-A headquarters. I am extremely biased. I eat Chick-fil-A like 4 times a week. I have Chick-fil-A brand coffee in my kitchen right now. I had it for brunch today.
Oh my god. Look at your life.
The organization that I work for has some partnerships with Chick-fil-A, and I'm not trying to let that bias me. I legitimately think that the Chick-fil-A spicy chicken sandwich and the spicy Southwest chicken salad are 2 of my favorite fast food dishes ever.
I mean, you're saying that.
So,
but like,
I gotta go with Chick-fil-A.
You straight up, like, a chicken sandwich is like, it kills most of this list. Like, I would fuck with a Chick-fil-A chicken sandwich, plain standard, than like Papa's, Jimmy's, KFC, Arby's, Subway, McDonald's, Starbucks, Domino's.
It's a great sandwich.
Like, it is a titan.
So, growing up, for some reason, it's not that I didn't like Chick-fil-A, it just, like, never really spoke to me. And then a Chick-fil-A, so, like, I kind of lived most of my life up until, like, last year, like, being pretty meh. And then, they built a Chick-fil-A, like, real close to where I live. And not only is the food delicious, but I have never seen, like, and granted, I mean, this might... I don't know, but, like, their staff is always just so, like, upbeat. They're happy to be there. They are just, like, great. Like, the service is phenomenal.
The restaurants are always super clean.
Yeah, super organized. Doug works at one and he absolutely loves it. Like, they really take care of their employees. So, like, that plus the good food, I'm willing to overlook the fact that they're not open on Sundays, which does suck because I always want one on a Sunday.
Always on Sunday. You like...
Always. always on Sunday. You're like, fuck.
Love Jesus, love chicken, but not on Sunday.
I want this fucking sandwich. But I'm willing to overlook it because I like Chick-fil-A.
Now, here's a real life problem. In my neighborhood, there is a Chick-fil-A, and they literally build a Raising Cane's at the same time next to each other, and it's like on opposite sides of the street.
At the mall?
No,
Okay.
in Pleasant Ridge where I live.
Oh, okay.
Which turn do you take?
Chick-fil-A, no doubt, they have more options.
Ooh, that's fair.
Depends on what mood you're in.
The secret to Chick-fil-A is ordering things other than the chicken sandwich, because the chicken sandwich is great, but they have a surprising amount of other alternatives. Their breakfast sandwiches are very good.
Also good.
Yeah, but sometimes you're like, I just want to feel bad about myself, so I'm going to get caned. That's like the ultimate, like...
But they're not in this bracket, so it doesn't matter.
Right, that's true, right.
I'm just saying.
Anyway.
Sean, your vote doesn't matter, you're outnumbered, but what are you going to pick?
I love Ryan Chicken, and I love their delicious lemonade, but the other week I was at a Chick-fil-A, and I saw somebody order a salad, and they asked for the manager, and Sarah didn't see, because we were sitting like at a two-person little seat, and the manager came over, and he pulled a bug out of the salad that a woman had pretty much eaten the entire thing of, and it was, those little croutons that they have in their salads? It was like a crouton covered beetle.
Yeah, why you gotta do this shit?
And ever since then, I haven't been able to go back.
I eat their salads all the time, don't tell me that.
I can't. And he was like, and the kid was like so nice, the manager. He was like, listen, like, I'm so sorry. These are provided, like, these particular things are provided by third parties. We should have caught this. I'm going to comp your meal. Like, is there anything I can do to, like, make this better? He did everything there was to make it right. But I just can't unsee that. I couldn't do it. Like, and it wasn't like the people were like, oh, it's okay. Like, like it's fine. But I just couldn't, I can't unsee that now.
As a place
and I have to go with Sonic.
Yeah, but that can happen at any restaurant.
It can. And that's what I mean. Like, I'll come back around to it. But right now, it's like too fresh in my mind.
All right, we're on to round 4. It's starting to get to slim pickings here. All right, so next up we have a restaurant primarily known for its ice cream and then some food, and a restaurant that's mostly known for its food and then some ice cream. It's Dairy Queen versus Wendy's.
Wendy's.
What? They kill it with the classic.
They also came out with a mixtape.
The Frosty, they did come out with a mixtape and it was Garbo. The Frosty isn't really ice cream, but it's good enough and close enough that I feel justified in knocking Dairy Queen off for Wendy's. So I'm going Wendy's.
You can turn a Frosty upside down, right?
Yeah.
It'll come out. I mean, you could, but...
Yeah, it'll just get everywhere.
I don't think when it's like first come out, though, it's not like that watery, right?
It's hard telling.
I'll have to find out this week. I'll go get one.
You have to use a spoon.
Or your fries. All right.
Okay, next.
These two companies were at one point owned by the same parent company. It's McDonald's versus Chipotle.
McDonald's.
Chipotle.
Sean and Janet, just no hesitation, McDonald's all the way.
Well, it's because, I mean, McDonald's has so many different options, and it's just consistently, I know it's not the healthiest, but it's like consistently good. Like, it just tastes good. Also, McChickens are $1, and growing up, I used that as a currency to debate whether or not I was going to purchase something. Do I want to spend $80, or would I rather buy 80 McChickens? Is this worth 80 McChickens?
Janet was never going to vote for Chipotle no matter what. Don't let this deter your vote, Taylor. There was no way.
Chipotle versus Baskin Robbins.
So oh my god.
That's so weak sauce. I am also going to go with McDonald's, mostly on the strength of an argument Sean gave me a couple of years ago on this podcast. He said, the beauty of McDonald's is that when you're eating McDonald's, you can know that millions of people all over the world are eating the same cheeseburger as you at that same moment. And I think there's something beautiful about that in a weird capitalist way.
Disgusting. I'm so disappointed in all of you.
Now, it's okay, Tyler. We went cheap, but it's time to get bougie. We're up in the dollar amount here for Applebee's versus Panera.
Applebee's and Panera, is that what you fucking said?
Yeah. That's what I said.
Panera. I don't have to tip someone at Panera. I just get to get my thing and then sit down.
Oh, damn.
Wow, that's not a great reason, but I'm also gonna pick Panera.
Today on Enemies of the Working Class, Tyler Reed.
We should just destroy tipping wages altogether and just actually pay people real money. These fucking... Yeah.
You're right.
All right, and the last matchup of round 3, Little Caesars versus Chick-fil-A. I mean, you already know what I'm gonna say here. It's gotta be that Chick-fil-A.
Chick-fil-A.
Little Caesars.
Chick-fil-A.
Chick-fil-A into the semifinals.
Oh, yeah, write it down. Disgusting.
All right, it is round 4. It's time for the semifinals. Now, this is where the real challenges come out. This is one of the age-old questions. Our first matchup of round 4, Wendy's versus McDonald's.
Oh, God.
I feel like we actually need to take a second and assess here. Because, you know, on the one hand, McDonald's does have breakfast, and I think that that's really important. And the breakfast all day has been a big deal. I do really like that. But I do think that the overall quality of the burger patty, and especially the quality of the fries, way higher at Wendy's. I think at the end of the day, though, the versatility of the McDonald's menu, there's just so many options, and they're not great. None of them are truly great, except maybe the sausage egg McMuffin and the Big Mac. But at least there's something there for everybody, even if it's not the greatest food in the world. So I have to go with McDonald's.
Junior bacon with cheese. Done.
Every time Wendy's has come up, you've had a different thing to say. You named a different burger.
It's like he knows the whole menu. I'm surprised he didn't work at a Wendy's. It's like the only one he didn't work at.
Baked potato. Broccoli cheese.
Okay, I've decided. There's 2 criteria here. First off, immediately my first way to round it out was, which one of these brands could I not live without? Like, if I was like, okay, I'll miss that, but I don't want it. And I'm going to go with Wendy's. And that's because when we were growing up, my grandparents hated McDonald's. So they always took us to Wendy's. And I have a strong familial connection with that brand.
Oh my God. I don't want to win like this.
We're gonna know because I'm picking McDonald's.
Oh no!
I know. I agree with Taylor. It's like, I know the food is better at Wendy's. There's just something about McDonald's that's just like so classic. And also I like Big Macs.
The horrific empire they've created where they have... Listen,
But their mascot is a clown.
I have a fucking tub full of McDonald's toys from my childhood. Do you not think that I have a problem?
I mean, I bought a t-shirt, so I feel like I've got more of a problem.
Hello.
Hello again. We are now in the semifinals, and we're facing off 2 juggernauts.
High intensity.
Indeed.
Okay.
So, Wendy's versus McDonald's.
McDonald's.
Oh,
No hesitation. Justify.
None. I get sick when I eat Wendy's.
I mean, I guess that's a reason.
Also, the fries in that situation, if I'm going through a drive-thru, I'm going to want to get fries. And McDonald's fries are delectable, and Wendy's fries are not.
She's right.
God, that's terrible.
Emily's my number 1 right now. Tell her I said I love her.
But you can't get a baked potato.
I don't get... Who gets baked potatoes in a drive-thru?
Oh my God, you go home and eat it like a civilized person, you animal.
That's the whole point of going through a drive-thru, is to not be a civilized human. Like, did he miss the point of drive-thru?
Oh my God. Yes, my car is a trough that I eat out of all the time.
I guess that's why he thinks Applebee's is a fast food restaurant.
Oh my God. Emily, come on this show. It is going down. It is going down.
Thank you, Emily.
You're welcome. Goodbye.
Lots of feelings hurt in this.
The last matchup of our semifinals, it's Panera versus Chick-fil-A.
Oh my fucking God. Just give it to Chick-fil-A.
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 We all all sound like we've been beaten up and torn down. This has been an emotional roller coaster, but I'm afraid that we're not done. We're in the final round. No tiebreakers this round. The four of us have to sit here and argue this one out until one of us dies or concedes.
Tight, I'm into it.
It's the clown versus the cows. McDonald's versus Chick-fil-A.
Chick-fil-A.
Explain yourself.
Come on. Okay, so the reason why these two titans have made it to the end is because they both have versatility and I guess some level of quality. Because Chick-fil-A, although completely based on chicken, somehow has managed to make a pretty good breakfast and lunch/dinner spot.
I am going to base this off of one fact, because I love them both equally. I'm going to go with McDonald's because they're open on Sunday.
Oh, shit. I'm going to...
So if I want breakfast food, you can always go to a McDonald's.
Listen, Chick-fil-A, that's some grilled chicken. McDonald's has changed the world. So I'm going with the Golden Arches.
This is the fucking lightest bread I've ever experienced in my life.
Oh my god,
Wake up, sheeple.
They're open Sundays.
As much as I want to rep my hometown, by which I mean the town that I'm currently living in, I love the...
Look how nervous he is.
I love the Chick. I think it's a fantastic restaurant, but Sean and Janet are both right. McDonald's is open 7 days a week. They've literally changed the world. They're arguably the first fast food restaurant. I think, there's something there for everybody, even if it's not great. Ladies and gentlemen, the winner of the Dude's Brunch fast food bracket, McDonald's.
Of fucking course it is. Of fucking goddamn course it is.
One of the winning, votes was, I don't like the food. It was just straight up, their food isn't great, but I'm still gonna go with them. You gonna be okay, Tyler?
Please protect me, Skippy natural peanut butter spread with honey creamy peanut butter. You're the only thing keeping me alive in this godforsaken world.
Listen, it's such a close thing. I could have gone my entire life and never have known about Chick-fil-A, and it would have been fine. But honestly speaking, you know what McDonald's is. You know what it tastes like. If you love it, you love it. If you hate it, you hate it.
But everybody on Earth knows what McDonald's tastes like. All right, everybody, it's time to round out the show like we always do with a round of shameless plugs. We'll start with Tyler Reed. Tyler, if people want to talk to you about the optimal Chipotle burrito build, where can they do that?
Hey, everybody. You can find my design and illustration work at tylerdreed.com. And you can find me on Instagram, STERdesign, on Twitter, SneezyPanda.
Sneezy Panda's back, baby.
Now I just gotta hunt down the guy who has it on Instagram.
Sean Evans, if somebody wants to send you their research into the history of the Big Mac, where could they do that?
Ooh, you can hit me up at RealCashOtter on Twitter until I get a better hashtag. I know that Tyler's whispering, no, don't do it. But the answer is I need a better hashtag, and no one on this podcast or on the internet has helped me out. Why can't I have a cool one?
Yeah, we gotta get Sean a new Twitter handle, you guys.
Everyone else has a cool one.
It's really bad.
I just want you guys to like me.
Janet Ford, thank you for being our guest this week. If filthy Americans are confused and have questions about Tim Hortons, where can they ask you as our resident Japanese-Canadian correspondent?
We've gone over this. Don't look for me. Don't at me. I'm probably going to get doxxed because earlier I was talking shit about Youngstown. Some guy from Youngstown's going to hunt me down. I don't know. Don't look for me. I'm actually really boring on social media recently, so actually, yeah, it's...
Janet's a ghost on the internet is what she's trying to say.
Pretty much. Don't look for me. Yeah.
It's all good. We still respect you and love having you on the podcast, so thank you.
Thank you. I'm like an old person in a young person's body, so... I'm not hip with it.
It's true, you're not on the Snapstagrams. Well, I'm your host, Taylor, and you can find me on the socials as @TC You can, of course, like and follow the show. We are @Dudes Brunch. If you like what we do here, maybe leave us a review on Apple Podcasts. It helps other people find the show. Other than that, thanks for listening to our ridiculous fast food draft, and we'll be back next week with something a little more normal, hopefully.
That looks like a mess. That looks like it's 3 a.m. and you just got like dumped outside of a bar and you're like crying and you're just crying and then you just stumble in and then you're like, just fuck me up and give me one of these fucking sandwiches. I want to barf later.